Okay, we are live. Hey guys, it's Victor, Gimmeabreakman. One of my students just saw me in the street doing this, and then something happened. I lost the whole recording. Anyway, maybe I touched something. So here I am in Sakae recording. It is this is a laundry. Let me get that out of the way. Now this is a laundry video, which means it's a walk and talk laundry video, which means it's a visual podcast. You can watch if you like. You don't have to. If you want to just listen, that's fine too. Do your laundry, or as I prefer to think of you all, just do some naked yoga. That's what I'm into. Yeah.
Give me a break, man. Give him a break because he sure deserves one. And when he's back from his break, you'll see his parts made in Japan. He is the modern man. So give him a break.
Whatever you need to do. Anyway, so as you can tell by the title, the topic is cyberbullying, and if you're a Patreon member, you have access to an unedited version of this, the first version, which I mention names, I name names, and I talk about a lot of other YouTubers by name. And this I've decided to not do that this time because, well, for a few reasons. By the way, this is my setup. This is a lapel mic connected to the GoPro 7. And I'm on wide view at 60 frames per second for those of you interested in those technical things. Anyway, and I've got my iPhone. I've got my iPhone connected to the other side of this camera, so I can flip it around like this and see what you guys are seeing, which I'm going to do now instead of having you suffer the insolence of my face, whatever that means. I will let you all see what I'm seeing and just show you Nagoya. It's a nice city. It's a bit chilly today. That's the Chunichi building up there. You see that? And that building is going to be destroyed in the this coming year, and they're going to rebuild it. It's about 50 years old, a little bit more, a little bit older. Okay, so let's get to today's topic, which is regarding cyberbullying. And the reason I'm making this is because someone came to my channel the other day, yesterday, yeah, and said, "Hey, I saw you in blah blah blah's video." And at first I thought they were talking about a store or something. I had no idea what they were talking about. Then I realized that I went over to the video, I found the video, and someone had made a video about cyberbullying, and they'd used 3 or 4 of my clips. And they had pixelated my face, which is usually the way, you know, usually when you see my porn, I'm pixelated there anyway, but no, just joking. They pixelated my face. By the way, you can get Wi-Fi in Nagoya now. That's kind of newish. They had pixelated my face, and I didn't care. I mean, it didn't bother me at all that she had used clips. So usually you ask for permission, you know, that's a polite thing to do. It's a polite thing to do, you know, but but she didn't. She pixelated my face, and she used about 3, maybe 4 clips. I don't know. And it's not about me. It's about cyberbullying. But the assumption of the viewer is that I am a cyberbully, I suppose. And I got a really funny, I want to show you guys something. So I watched the video, and I watched the other related videos, some responses and crap, and I haven't watched this woman for a long time. She used to be quite a big J-vlogger, but she fell into a scandal years ago, which ironically made her even bigger. When she started out, I guess she was fairly medium-sized, and then she got really big. Because of the scandal, I'd like to think she got a lot of attention because everyone was talking about her and making videos about her. And everyone was coming out with all these videos talking about how she had trolled them. And it wasn't just me, it wasn't just 2 or 3 people, it was like dozens and dozens of people, all accused her of doing the same thing, which was trolling. So that's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about. Someone who was never convicted, because it's not a crime of trolling someone, but pretty much everyone who was around at the time knows that she did it. And it really isn't even up for question, though of course there will be people on my video who will question the validity of those allegations. But it's a little bit like O.J. Simpson. Okay, so she didn't get convicted, but everyone knows he did it, and in the civil court he lost, right? So this is kind of what the situation is, right? So anyway, so let's not even waste time with whether or not she trolled. I will say that I don't really think it was such a big deal. The only issue I had with the whole incident was that she refused to admit that she had done that, which kind of annoyed me. Like, I mean, if you did something bad, you should just admit it. And anyway, lots of water under the how's the expression go? A lot of water under the bridge since then. And her channel has gone through a lot of channels. All of our channels have changed. And nobody really talks about what happened anymore, but she seems to bring it up every few months. Or a year, maybe. Well, maybe not that often. But anyway, she brings it up every once in a while. Even just when you think it's about forgotten, she brings it up again. And it's a shame, and I kind of wonder, like, what's wrong. So, of course, one gut reaction of mine would be just to call her out on her shit and point out the fact that she's kind of a bully herself, and and kind of remind everyone that it's all bullshit, because some people on her video don't understand it, and they think that they just eat it up. You know, a little bit like Trump supporters. No offense to Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to, but you know, you're faced with facts and you just choose to ignore it, or you just ignore those. You're in a bubble and you don't realize that those things exist. Anyway, so I was annoyed. Where am I going? What was going? Oh yeah, 100 yen. So I was annoyed by those facts. This is a nice coffee place. Oh, yummy, yummy. Bontain coffee. I'll come back. I've been meaning to go there. So let's not even waste time on whether or not she is guilty of those. But I will say this, I don't really think it was such a big deal. The only thing that bothered me was that she wouldn't admit it, okay? And if you look at my videos during those times, I pretty much have, in the opening, the first videos of me commenting on those crimes against the internet, I was pretty much having a good time. But I decided to remake this video and not mention her name because I wanted to point out something, which is some people are crazy. And you know, I don't know if it's or you know what, I don't know if they're crazy. Sometimes people create videos that are lacking logical sense. So let's say that. So is she crazy? Is she stupid? I don't know, but the video is fairly ridiculous. To, you know, paint herself as to be a victim and to bring all this up, it just, again, after everyone's almost forgotten about it, just seems kind of ridiculous, you know. And I do know through experience that you know, drama is one way to go, but unless that's all you want your channel to be about, it's not the only way to go. And there's another word I always have to defend. The word drama. It's not exactly a fair word. It's a label we use for something that we don't want to talk about, you know, things that we think are silly. But the truth is, our lives are filled with drama. Every day, any interaction with other human beings is drama. It's a kind of drama. So there's no way to avoid drama if you interact with other people. The only way to not avoid drama is to, you know, be a hermit and live alone. Everyone, by the way, this is where everyone hangs out and meets their friends. So we'll meet you at this corner. Oh, there's people doing an interview there. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Yes, there's no way to avoid drama. And I don't think it's really a fair word. It's just kind of a label to diminish the importance of what we're talking about is friction between human interaction, right? The friction that occurs naturally with human interaction. Oh, 懐かしい。高校生の時これ遊んでたね。おー、ガラがすごい。これ遊べるのでぜひやってみて。今ちょっとビデオ作ってるから、でもちょっとまた来ば、あ、スペース見える。わ、すごい。懐かしい。Oh, look at that. That's amazing. これっていつまでですか？いつまでですか？ずっと
30日までやってます。
あ、今月ずっと。ありがとうございます。また来ます。
お待ちしております。
Okay, good. I'll come back. Anyway, that brings back old memories, right? What were we talking about? Yeah, so the short of this message is some people are crazy and there's no need to give them attention and you shouldn't mention them. And I almost made a video saying leave blah 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 alone, as in don't bother her because there's something wrong with her, and don't give her the attention because, you know, a lot of people. Well, apparently there's another scandal a few months ago in which some money, a large loan of money was made to her and she didn't repay it. Those are the accusations on my, you know, people come to my page and comment about stuff like that, and I don't care. I didn't care, and but I did I did do a very perfunctory glance at some page, or so I don't know. I looked at something and said, oh, just to find out what it was about. No, it's nothing. You know, I don't care. Why do people? Well, here's my question: why do people care? You know, if you think she's nuts, or if you don't agree with her, and you know she just wants attention, then just leave her alone. Don't. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying it's just there's no point. You know that old expression. You know, wrestle with a pig in mud and you just get dirty, right? Or lie down with dogs and you get up with fleas, that kind of thing. Well, it does you no good to waste time on that. There's so many good, beautiful things in this world to spend time on. And if you are a YouTuber, I would recommend the same thing. I would say that's one of the things that I kind of, slightly regret, because while a lot of other people will completely ignore so-called drama, I think it's also kind of bullshit, because while they will avoid it on video, they will, they relish rolling around in it in real life. Like a lot of my YouTube friends, that's all they talk about off camera, right? How many people hate them, and how many people hate them. And how many people hate them and all that stuff. And I just think that's so hypocritical. But I mean, I understand it from a business point of view, I suppose. You know, that kind of video just does not really grow your channel, unless that's all your channel does, and you're just known for that. But you also, attract a pretty screwed up crowd, right? When you do things like that. So it's a different, it's a decision that, for me, is pretty easy. That's not what my channel is all about. And every once in a while, I will make a video commenting on my opinion regarding something, and in what's the word for? And if I make any videos that are even slightly related to drama, I'm certainly, definitely, 100% sure to be labeled drama or something. What's happening here? That's weird. These guys are, these guys are taking up the taxi space. Huh. That's weird. These punks. It's like the taxi wants to park there. And yeah. That's annoying. Those guys are kind of getting in his way, but what are you going to do? All right. Well, anyway. So, I'm not going to make any video, defending myself, and I'm not upset about the fact that she used clips of me. But I think it's actually pretty funny. It's almost a shame she isn't more watched, because if she were, I'd probably maybe get some residual subs or something. I don't know. But it's not people that are really interested in subbing to me. I don't want people to join my channel just because they hate her. But I will show you something that I thought was hilarious. I got a comment from someone named #Knight1, because I did check out her video and I read through the comments, and one comment says, I think that Gimmeabreakman is a bully. I once commented on his channel about Avengers movie, and he started to correct my English grammar harshly and continued to bully. If I as a subscriber gets bullied on his channel, then of course no need to explain how he treats other YouTubers, which actually makes no sense at all. But I looked him up. I didn't remember him at all. #Knight1, and I looked up his original comment, which appeared on my what is now my ASMR channel, and he mentioned something about liking a movie, a certain movie, and he said actually it is actually a good movie. No, actually it is a good movie or something. And the way he used actually implied that it was a fact, right? And I just mentioned him. I said, my brief sentence was, you cannot use actually with facts, only opinions, something like that. Very short message. And he wrote back all angry about, this is not a contest between who has the better English, which of course is not a contest because my English is better. But it bugs me that people make comments representing their opinions as fact. And people do it all the time. And actually there's a great scene in the movie, what the hell, Inside Head? they're on the train, and one of the characters knocks over a box of facts, and they get mixed up with opinions, and another character remarks, yeah, nobody can tell the difference these days anyway, so which is true. So I was just saying, you know, you can't really make a sentence like that, because what you're saying is not a fact. He wrote back that blah blah blah, and then I wrote back, I just sent a link to a meme of Hammer Time. Remember Hammer? Remember, it's Hammer Time guy. Remember that guy? What was the guy's name? I wrote back, and the meme was, it's grammar time. So that's the extent of my bullying. Me sending a meme saying it's grammar time, and this he considered bullying. So this is like what I'm talking about earlier. Some people in this world right now, the current trend in the world right now seems to be people considering themselves victims, right? It's so, I want to say it's a millennial, but I know it's not all millennials, and some millennials of course take offense to that, because they're not like that at all. But you remember when they asked Melania Trump about bullying, and they interviewed a few months ago, and she said she thought she was the most bullied person on the planet, which is just a ridiculous thing to say. And it just shows you that they have no clue. She has no clue about what's going on. And Trump often says, you know, he's the most bullied person. These people don't understand. Well, maybe not Melania, but Trump also, he's quite a bully himself, but he thinks he's treated unfairly by the media. It's always, they're the victim. And that's what I see happening here with this guy, Hash Knight, and this ridiculous comment about me being the bully because I corrected his English in a comment. And the other part of this comment is, if I, as a subscriber, gets bullied on the channel, then of course no need to explain how he treats other YouTubers. Well, I would not treat other YouTubers. I mean, to be fair, guys, I will treat probably live YouTubers better than I would treat an asshole YouTuber in person nicer than I would an asshole commenter. Of course. I mean, that doesn't make sense. If anything, it'd be the other way around, right? If I treat asshole YouTubers in person badly, then of course I treat commenters badly. That would make sense. Anyway, but again, it's the you know, oh, poor me, I'm such a victim, which is what I see happening now as well. You know, that's what's happening now with this person who made this cyberbullying video, in which she attempts to group herself in with real victims of bullying, people who have committed suicide. And I think it's just sad. But my recommendation about on this whole thing would be, well, you know, her message is actually pretty good, but she's the wrong person to be sending out this message. Just like Ivanka Trump shouldn't be telling people what, you know, Americans want. When someone mentioned the minimum wage, like a guaranteed minimum wage, she said, I don't think people want that. Well, you know, she hasn't really ever had a job, so she's not really the right person to be speaking for everybody. And maybe this particular person isn't really the right person who should be talking about cyberbullying. Yeah, so, but again, at the same time, I do think it's an attempt to make herself or maybe her channel more relevant, because it has lost a lot, but I don't know, but you know, that wouldn't be logical. And actually, my gut impression after watching that video is that it's just illogical. It's just illogical. The whole thing is illogical. But we should be nice. I will stress that we should do our best to be nice to one another, and not cyberbully. You know, it's just first of all, it's just silly. Why be mean? Why spend all the time being negative? You know, all it does is poison you. It's much better to be positive and find beauty. There's beauty everywhere. Oh, that's a nice. The old man's wearing a nice Japanese jacket. I don't know what that's called. Howdy, maybe howdy. But it's a beautiful world, and there's so many things, so much we can do in this world that's positive. There's no need to be negative. So, if anything, I hope that's what you take away from this video. Is just, it's be nice, be positive. And now, speaking on that note, I'm going to go to the 100 store, Daiso, where they sell. You know, the Japanese 100 store is really superior to any, I believe, 100 store in the world. I'll say that. Any $1 store, and find my daughter some balloons for her upcoming birthday. That'll be nice. But for those of you who are interested in these walkabouts, then you can enjoy the view as we walk from floor to floor. This is Uniqlo. Of course, a very popular store here. I was just to check out the t-shirts, but I'm on a mission today to get the... Oh, hold on. Oh, I have that same t-shirt. But mine is like 20 years old. That's so bizarre. Look at that. I do have the same t-shirt somewhere, or I think so. Yeah, 20 years old though. It's in the girls section though. So I'm wearing a... 20 years ago, that would have been a boy's t-shirt. Okay, let's... Well, while we're in here, I'll go look at the boys' t-shirts. I'm not going to buy any t-shirts. My new thing is not to buy t-shirts. Yeah, we should stand up for people too. I mean, not just don't. I'm not saying just don't be a bully, but let's stand up for people. And don't, you know, don't be negative. So for those of you who waste your time on this woman and email me and ask me questions about her, don't do it. In fact, this is Disney section. You also should. You should also let it go. Let it go. Oh yeah, Keith Herrick. Yeah, let it go, man. Just leave her alone, and all that drama stuff, all that time you spend on drama channels, that's just silly. You really should stop. Sure, it's a little bit fun, and it's most fun when two people are throwing jabs at each other, like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, like they do. That's fun. And I completely support that, and I wish I could do that, but to be honest, I think most people can't deal with that. You know, if I even make any jokes on the internet, people get all butthurt. I mean, I like poking fun. I like having a little fun, poking fun, but there are very few people who can roll with me in that respect. Most people can't, you know, they take it too wrong, or they take it too seriously. They can't take a joke. They can't take a joke. I can take a joke. So, if you're joking. If you're being a malicious dick, then yeah, no. My rules are pretty okay. You can criticize me legitimately, but you never criticize my guests on my channel. Don't be mean to those people on my channel who appear out of the goodness of their hearts. That's about it. Okay, let's go to the balloon section. I believe. Oh, it seems to have changed a little bit. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, this is the balloon section over here. Oh, she likes ampam. Maybe she buys some ampam. She likes ampam. Something ampamanish. But let me see. They don't have that much of ampam on here. Let's look at the balloon section. Balloons. Oh, they also love these bracelets things. So we're going to get some bracelets, and the what do you call it? Copyright music's coming on, so I might have to turn this off. If that happens, sorry. I'm about to put this in my pocket like a common thief. That's bad. Let me see. Where are the balloons? Who's usually in this section? Fusen. Fusen とかどこにありますか? Fusen.
風船ですか?
はい。
こちらのこういう。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Fusen. Okay. Maybe a bunch of pink balloons would be good for her. She likes pink. You're doing such a good job. You like splashing in the puddles? Yeah. Yeah, for her birthday. Pink balloons. We'll do that. Keep it simple. Oh, spiders and cockroaches. Well, that's fun. Yeah, this place is great for me. Too good for me. Okay, anyway. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Do a little shopping here, but be good to one another, folks. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.